Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to a time-lapse video for RimWorld, our New Hope series. So what I want to do here is I want to take some time to advance our overall production levels, to build more armor, more weapons, do that sort of thing, just sort of the grindy stuff of RimWorld, so that we could advance more towards the end stage, without having to necessarily just fill a few videos of, we're not doing anything crazy or exciting this time, we're going to focus entirely just on building some stuff. And I thought this would be a good way to do it. This also allowed me to record a little bit more RimWorld on a day where I was doing live streaming and stuff like that without having to stress out my voice. So what we're seeing here is about an hour and a half worth of content condensed down to about 10 minutes. You may have seen we had someone offer to join our colony there. We deemed them non-viable, and so they had a little accident with bullets on the way into their base. We've also got a pop-up over here happening with someone named Finchley, who's willing to join us, one of the Anomaly event type of people. They're kind of weird and freaky and disturbing. They're still going to be there at the start of the next actual episode of RimWorld, so we'll talk more about that there. Here we have, I believe this was a pollution retaliation raid. These tribals were willing to stand in place for a little while they prepped, so we hit them with a few mortar shells, and then when they charged forward, we obliterated them with very few problems whatsoever. Several of them did get captured. After I did this, I was like, you know what? I'm going to put in that capture them mod back in. I hadn't run it for a while because it still hadn't been updated to 1.4, but someone did go and update it, someone did go and update it for 1.5 now to make sure that it works. So I've got that. It just lets me bulk queue some capture jobs, makes this part a little easier. One person died immediately. One of these, I believe, I gauged to be non-viable, but two of the others, I believe we did turn two of them into recruits. We've got a few new people that are going to be in play for us at the start of next episode. We also are going to do another ritual here relatively soon, which will result in someone joining us. So we got a few merchants during this hour and a half period, which is great. Was able to churn through quite a few things. Sold a bunch of just raw cotton at some point to make some room. And our mining works are continuing to happen in the mountainside. Continuing to press things forward. We are working on that monument that we left off at the end of episode 42, which is going to give us Luciferium that we can feed to Smogger, who's got that unfortunate brain injury. We'll see that happen at some point. Right here, I apparently have paused the game for a little bit. I think I got a text pop up in the other window. I actually meant to cut this part out, but you know what? It's going to give me a chance to catch up on some of the dialogue a little bit. Esme is our child who's currently in one of that growth pods, and they are about to get kicked out relatively soon. We've got another raid coming in over here, and none of these were terribly challenged. Oh, this was a ritual raid. That's what. This was the one where going to do the ritual to kidnap someone, so we tried to nuke them with artillery shells. We were perfectly ready to have to run out there if they completed the ritual and captured someone, but we were able to interrupt the ritual without anyone getting captured, and then dealt with people coming in here. The ritualists are always surprisingly tough, and then you do have the we come back from the grave kind of thing, so they were able to get through our front line, but that's fine. We are going to amass some amount of material that we might consider building some more traps again. We shall see, because it wouldn't be too bad. Checking on our freaky deaky trees out there, making sure to feed them some corpses. And speaking of corpses, we have a lot of corpses to deal with on the map right this very second. I don't know what we're doing some surgery. Right, so one of the other things I was trying to address in here is that we had a few people who were unhappy still with the lack of prosthetics. Now, I mean, it's not a huge mood swing, but we do want to fix that, because I think it's a -3 or -4 to their mood, and then it switches over to a +1. So it's a small swing in mood, but it does kind of matter. Here we're getting annoyed because I'm trying to do a ritual and it tells me I have 4 out of 5 pews. I'm like, I clearly have 6 pews. I don't know what you're talking about. And so I was like, if I built one over here, would this count? But I couldn't get the line. So I don't know why it's only counting 4 out of 5 pews. There's our Lucy from completing the statue. So we got that fed to Smogger, and we did have someone else join us. Illumi Fight, I think, came from was it a ritual? Yeah, I guess it was the ritual I just did. Or sorry, the religious celebration. And they joined in, and actually they were Orleans Lover, who they already existed off map as Orleans Lover. So they joined, and so we had to make a bedroom for them to be happy, and that'll be okay. And otherwise I'm looking at some mining. I found another metal deposit, maybe 2 steel deposits in the mining during this period, which has been really great for our situation. At some point here, we're also going to plan a caravan to go and hit one of the locations with some steel as well that we're trying to pick up. Expanding my pavement a little bit there, partially because we can move faster around the area where the mortars are, partially because it's just going to look nicer. Also, in theory, the mortars could explode and light some things on fire and can be fire controlled. Not that there's much in the way of plants that will deal with that. We did have some issues with a bit of a lack of wood for a little bit, but the wood has been replanted now. Also, right at the start of this time lapse, I went and did a box select on the entire map to chop down all fully grown plants as well. Oh, we got lots of ambrosia sprouts. Randy's been very excited about ambrosia sprouts again, so that's been good. And I think right now we do have a wall restriction going on. Did I accept a quest? I think that it's going to get raided within 3 days or something like that. I'm pretty sure. So I think I've got everyone on some wall, like only stay within the walled areas currently, to make sure that they're not outside when that happened. I don't think I realized I had 3 full days to deal with it, so I didn't have to be paranoid about it immediately, but that's okay. Moods are pretty good, certainly not as high as I might like, and maybe we'll have to do something about that. I don't think I want to build 1 million high quality private bedrooms, although at this point I don't know if boosting our wealth any higher would be a problem. Oh, we did get a drill too deep infestation from one of our drills, but we dealt with them pretty quickly. I guess it's mostly just going to turn into more kibble, so no problem there. We do need some more guns. We are hacking a few of the nerve bolt things from Anomaly. We could go and queue up some more assault rifles, but I believe I made the decision here to instead start queuing up the pulse rifles instead. Now, they are at the bottom of my queue at the fabricator, so they're actually going to come after we do the, what's it called? The cataphract armor and things like that. So it's not going to get built at all in a long time, and it's fine currently, and in fact, relatively soon, well, actually, in this episode, it might be in the next one. I've already recorded episode 42, like a normal Let's Play. We do switch to packing a couple of people incinerators about that, so we'll leave that as a teaser for now. Dealing with another raid here, no problems at all. Oh yeah, including like an awkward breach raid up here who decided to carve their way through the mountains, which gave us an opportunity to go and smack them with a few mortar shells. We did have to deal with them there, but they were already weakened at that point that it was easy to finish off. Very baby raid. Randy Random does have a larger range that he can trigger for raid sizes, and so this is probably a very low roll. Also, breach raids, I believe, are half the size of normal ones, since they are going to be inherently tougher because they bypass your defenses, but they have such fewer numbers that if you are packing a group of people who are well equipped with guns, breach raids, I've realized, if we're not as reliant on static defenses, and we're not, breach raids are actually maybe easier than normal raids, whereas I used to consider them much harder than them, so that's an interesting twist. You can see we're sending out a huge number of people on a Caravan right now, and we're hitting that southern steel mining site that we had going on. Oh, here's a big sale that we're doing with selling like 4,000 cotton and stuff like that, and getting a bunch of steel, getting a bunch of wool, plasteel as well. But yeah, here we're just raiding one of these steel mining sites. They charge us much faster than I expected. I actually was not prepared for how quick they would charge us there, and kind of did another bit of an oops, which led to Harding taking a significant amount of stabby damage. He's actually going to develop, or she, I think she is going to develop a shoulder infection as well. But everything turns out fine. I don't think Harding loses a limb here. I think Harding only just took a serious arm injury. Yeah, I don't think they actually lost a limb, but it's possible, because one of the things I do in this period as well, and in the next video that's coming up, is we do start to pay more attention to getting some of our binding parts up. One of our joiners did want a de-aging, right? Age reversal demanded, so I'm having to build a new little biopod there for them. But that doesn't seem like too much of a big deal. We got some waste pods ready to go. I think I'm going to fling some of those relatively soon. And yeah, everything is chooching along very well in the base. We got a good amount of components, although we are burning through them at a pretty good rate. We've got a bunch of steel that we mined, and we're about to get more. Yeah, the people have just arrived over here, and that steel amount should go up as the animals get unpacked as well. Another trade caravan. Yeah, good number of trade caravans have been coming up, which has been nice. We finally have electric tailoring benches, so in theory we're making those things a little bit faster, which should hopefully be relatively good for our economy. Yeah, there's some more steel over there. There's a heat wave going on, a little bit of heat stroke going, I think mostly with Petra over here. Maybe Esme as well. Esme is now out of the growth vat at this point. And Petra's actually about to reach adulthood. I think in this time lapse, actually. It should happen relatively soon. So we'll only have one actual child, no one pregnant, and no one in the growth vats either. But yeah, the children are the ones that were most vulnerable to heat stroke, mostly because they don't have really comfortable clothes. We did get a pack of thrombos. I decided to kill the one that was on its own, not really bothered with the others. Because again, I mean, it is good for effectively cash money. I mean, thrombo fur is good too still, but like, I don't want to take too many risks that might slow us down, which I know is kind of a wimpy way to go for it. But having I think it was a total of 5 thrombos. We killed one solo one, and then having 4 and then all aggro could have been a little tricky. Although it looks like another one had split off there, and I might have been able to do it. But I'm like, it's fine. It's going to be okay. For my caravan here, I believe this one is going to an actual just mining site, not one where we're raiding an existing mining site, but going and doing our own little mining once they get there. I think it's either for steel or plasteel. I think I might do one of each. I might do one here. Oh, it is steel. Actually, this is going to bring us to the end of the video, and I guess next one we'll go back to our normal content. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.